And we have here in front of us Carlos Lopez. I said that weird. The language of love. Go for it, sir.
Hi, my name is Carlos Lopez, and I will be presenting. My title is The Love Language, the Complexities and Elements of Satisfaction in a Relationship.
Oh, come on. Seriously.
So I just want to first start off by just describing attachment. There's a theorist, John Bowlby. So he mentioned the four characteristics of attachment. So safe haven is where the caregiver is able to provide that protection, that safety for the infant. The separation distress is where when the caregiver is separated from the infant perceives that as distressful, right? A threat, and it causes a lot of stress towards the infant. Secure base is where when the caregiver is able to establish security for that infant, right? The infant is able to feel secure and able to explore his or her environment. Then proximity maintenance is where when the caregiver establishes that space for the infant to seek that proximity, that's as described as attachment. So I just wanted to describe or explain to you the theory that I used in my research. This is called the theory of love. This is by Steinberg. And basically what he was explaining is that to experience the whole experience of love, right, there has to be three elements. There has to be intimacy, passion, and commitment. So intimacy is described as a bond, right, a closeness with your romantic partner, such as communicating inner feelings. Passion is described as motivation and other arousals, such as kissing. And then commitment is described as maintaining that love in the short term of the relationship and in the long term of the relationship. So my purpose of the study is aimed to test whether community college students' attachment styles directly affect relationship satisfaction, or are they mediated by variables of love such as intimacy, passion, commitment, which and then predict the satisfaction. So here are my three predictors. These predictors are based on the previous research. So my first predictor is it is hypothesized that a secure attachment will have a direct effect on relationship satisfaction. That it is hypothesized that intimacy and commitment will be the most significant mediators for the relationship satisfaction. And then even after controlling for intimacy and commitment, it is hypothesized that passion and secure attachment will have an impact on relationship satisfaction. So methods, procedures. Participants completed 4 surveys, and then after the 4 surveys, they were able to receive a $5 gift card. My participants were 80 community college students, 7 males, 73 females, and then for age, it was around 17 to 19, 35%, where I found like the most highest in regards to age. And then as you go 20 to 24, 27.5%, and so forth. For my measures, I used a relationship scale questionnaire to measure attachment styles. I measured intimacy, passion, commitment using the triangular or Steinberg's triangular love scale, and then I used a demographic survey to measure age and gender. And then I used the relationship satisfaction scale to measure relationship satisfaction. So my results. I used the hierarchical regression analysis to predict variables for relationship satisfaction. So what I was looking here for was what mediator has the biggest influence? What mediator has the highest? What mediator has the lowest in regards to influencing relationship satisfaction? So as you can see here, there's an order to this, and this was based on the previous research that they used. So I first implemented intimacy and secure attachment together, and this revealed to have a 0.05. So the R squared just means like how big of an influence it had on relationship satisfaction. So a 0.05 just reveals that it's in between the small to medium effect size. So yes, it was significant, but it revealed to be in that middle ground, or between small and medium effect size. Then we go in, I implemented passion next, and that revealed to be a 0.008, which is, yes, it was significant, however, it was very low. It had a very low influence towards relationship satisfaction. And then I go and I input commitment, which revealed a 0.033, which again, yes, has the significance. However, it revealed to have a in between, again, in between small and medium effect size. And then right here, these are from my first predictor and third predictor. So for secure attachment, I wanted to see if it had a direct effect. It did. However, it revealed to have a 0.007, which is a very low effect size towards the relationship satisfaction. And then once controlling for secure attachment and passion, once controlling for intimacy and commitment, secure attachment and passion scored a 0.33, which revealed again, in between a small and medium effect size. With that being said, that we have all the data, right? All the data, all the participants. What can we conclude, right? What can we conclude? We can conclude that it's safe to say that we can conclude that young women in community college who have a secure attachment are directly affects their relationship satisfaction in a positive way. And then my second one is young women who establish that secure attachment and have that passion mediator with that also directly affects relationship satisfaction. And then I just wanted to point out in regards to passion, previous research has stated that it's a weak predictor, right? It's not as stable as intimacy and commitment, and you can see right there from the previous research why it was so low. So that could be due to passion could be linked to psychophysiological arousal, and it could be the reason why it's so it fluctuates a lot. So again, we have the research, we have all the results. How do we interpret this, right? How do we look at this in a visual way, right? So I established like a triangle. So as we can see here, secure attachment is on the left, relationship satisfaction is on the right, intimacy and commitment are on top. So once you have that secure attachment, you directly influence relationship satisfaction in a positive way, right? But also too, once you establish that secure attachment, you're able to open that door for levels of intimacy and commitment. So if you have that secure attachment, right, and then you open that door for intimacy and commitment, you're more likely to indirectly affect your relationship satisfaction. However, right, if you have that secure attachment, right, it wasn't significant, right, but it's not enough to really influence relationship satisfaction. You really want to focus on establishing these two, intimacy and commitment, since these were the two most effective mediators in the project. So for my limitations, I had 3 of them. So yeah, so one of them was gender. So yeah, mostly, my participants were females. So we can safely conclude that young women do value that intimacy and that commitment in their relationships, but we can't really say that for male participants. It could be that they may be more focused on passion or more focused on commitment. They might value that more. So I would like to see maybe a future study having maybe like a normal, or no, I'm sorry, an equal distribution between males and females. And then my second one is a lack of generalizability to the broader population. So I had two. Age and passion. So most of my participants were very young, right? Young women, and again, as we know, that passion fluctuates. So we can't conclude that young women's passion is the same as older women in their romantic relationship. So it could be that since passion fluctuates a lot, it could be that maybe their older women's passion might be lower or higher depending on the passion and the relationship. So maybe like for a future study, I would like to see maybe they could do like future research. We could do like a longitudinal study and find those markers on where passion fluctuates and look at the age and look at passion and try to see where in those age ranges do you see a decrease in passion or do you see an increase in passion? And then the third limitation is survey fatigue. So since it was 4 surveys, which is long and it's a lot of questions, a quarter of the participants did not complete the commitment section of my survey. So yes, like we did find a significance with commitment, right? But I would have liked to see like, okay, if commitment was, all the answers for commitment were answered, would we be able to see a bigger effect size? Or would we be able to see a bigger influence on relationship satisfaction if those commitment questions were filled out? And then in conclusion, so with that being said, I just want to leave you guys with 2 things. Just so that now that you have this information, now that you know more about romantic relationships and how certain elements can play into that, how can this benefit you in your relationships? So the first question is, how easy is it for you to seek proximity with your romantic partner? And if you're single, this still applies to you. How easy is it for you to seek proximity with a friend or a family member? And then the second question is, where can you display more intimate and commitment behaviors to your romantic partner? Thank you.